Mr. Williams, you have brought Ms. Annette Smith to court today, claiming she scammed you into paying child support on her 22-year-old daughter, Clarissa. You say you use condoms at all times, so you cannot be Clarissa's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You plan to prove your case today and return to court in your home state to dispute the $36,742.43 in child support arrears that you owe.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, you claim that you and Mr. Williams were in a relationship and you are certain he is your daughter's biological father, even though he hasn't seen her in 20 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Williams, why do you believe Ms. Smith has been scamming you all these years?
The scam is child support. You file child support against me when you don't have proof. I have never signed a birth certificate. I've never been proven that I was the father of the child.
Were you having a sexual relationship with Ms. Smith during the time the child was conceived?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't even know?
I don't know. Because we seen each other and we was having sex with each other, but
you have no idea whether it was during the window of conception.
Right.
You haven't taken the time to count back and...
No.
All right, so how did you even find out you were on child support?
Well, I found out when I did labor-ready work to get some extra cash. Woke up 5 o'clock in the morning, spent 11 hours on the job. Usually it's an $80 a day, turned to a $7 a day based on child support. So I'm like, I can't do this. I can't work 11-hour a day for $7. I can't do it. So being that was the case, I stopped and I just pretty much figured out another way to make income, and I made income enough to get away. But what happened is I was working at a place and I got into a bad car accident. Kind of took me out, but the settlement was allowing me to move. So then that's what I did, I moved. So I'm figuring like I left, they gave her a window of opportunity to put me on child support.
And so how has having this responsibility to pay this support, how has this affected your life?
Big. I mean, I've been held to not being able to get to my fullest ability to make a lot of outstanding money.
When I met Eli, he never had a job.
That's what
I paid for everything.
No, that's not true.
Eli had money when he got into a car accident.
Oh, my goodness. That's not true.
We had a relationship.
That's not true. We did not have a relationship.
Yes, we did.
We did not have a relationship.
Yes, we did.
No.
You told him when you got pregnant?
Yes, ma'am, I
And you
did.
were intimate with him during the window of time that Clarissa was conceived?
I don't see that. I don't see
What
that.
was the nature of the relationship? How did you guys meet?
We met at a club. Yes, we met at a club. We ain't do nothing the first night.
I mean,
but we went out that weekend. I picked him up. I took him home.
But why?
I paid
why?
for his
You knew
food.
more about me than I knew about you.
He was my best friend. But the only time Eli had money is when he got into that car accident.
Oh.
He got mad at me because I didn't show up at the hospital. This is why he is so good out of 22 years.
I never got mad at nobody.
Ms. Smith, you say this was a real relationship.
Yes, ma'am, it was. There you go, right there.
You all were boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes.
No.
At the point that you realized you were pregnant, before that, were you sleeping with anybody else besides Mr. Williams?
No.
When you found out you were pregnant, did you tell him?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What day?
What was his reaction?
The same night.
What day? What night?
Yep.
What night?
Yes, I did.
What was his reaction?
Goodness. Yeah, what was my reaction?
I forgot the name he wanted.
Did I say hell
I
no?
forgot
Did
the
I say-
name
what did I
that he
say?
wanted me to name, but he wanted me to have a boy.
What?
He
But
knew.
he seemed happy about it.
Yes, ma'am, he did.
But, sir, you
I
don't
wouldn't fly to
remember this day.
California like that.
I do not remember this whole conversation, what she's talking about, because this did never happen.
Okay.
It didn't.
Well, go
And
ahead.
You know it didn't
Go
happen.
ahead.
So,
Anything to make you
is
feel
it
good.
safe to say that during the doctor's visits and the birth, Mr. Williams was not there?
No. Even when she was sick in the hospital, he ain't showed up, but he called. And I told him Clarissa was sick for 14 days and 14 nights.
None of this.
And his
He
dad
called
was
you
and his
about
dad was
what?
on the other line because his dad was gonna pay for the ticket. And I said, yeah, you need to come down here to see Clarissa. They know he never showed up, but he came down here plenty of times after that. When I was on public assistant,
Where
they
you get that
asked
from?
Eli to come down here for the blood test. Eli declined. He didn't want to show up.
When?
You remember?
No, I don't.
When they put you on child
No, I
support,
don't.
when you get AFDC,
No.
they ask you for
Now,
the
I'm gonna
blood
tell you,
test, and he didn't
no,
want to do it.
That's not true.
Did you have
Yes,
an
it is.
opportunity to take a DNA
No, I
test,
did
sir,
not.
and you didn't?
No, I didn't.
And I got his
Because
address
for
when I
one,
went to
let me
California
tell
to
you,
see him.
See, and now she moving too far ahead for herself because when she went to
'Cause
California,
I'm telling the truth.
She went to California to scope out my situation.
No, I come to get your address so I can send them people the letter.
You sent them to the wrong address because that
No,
was
I
the address
didn't.
you
I
was
sent
at.
it to your father's
That was
house.
right.
He
What
just
you
took it to
did
his
is you had somebody send some service papers to my family's house where you know I wasn't at, and then you know I wasn't there. So when they went there, I didn't get the paperwork, I didn't make the court date.
Yes,
you just smashed me. You just smashed me. She sent the court reporter, whoever serves papers, to my parents' home.
To the wrong address.
To the wrong address, knowing I ain't there.
You're saying she purposely gave the wrong address.
Yes.
So that you would then miss the court date.
Yes.
And be named the father by default.
Yes.
And then once you were named the father by default, you were put on child support.
Wasn't nothing I could do. Nothing I could do.
Mr. Williams is saying he feels like you scammed him, and you're saying we were in a relationship. When I got pregnant, I told him.
He didn't have anything. How am I gonna scam somebody that ain't got nothing?
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Mr. Williams, once you realized this had happened, did you ever try to go back to court to have this situation remedied?
First of all, me going back to Florida was not in my plans. Because my thing is, what you used to do with my condoms when you used to do with them?
We ain't never used no condoms, Eli.
What did you used to do with them?
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you.
Why are you doing this?
You never used condoms.
Never.
So, Mr. Williams, you say you always used condoms.
As far as I know, always use condoms. What I do know is she used to take my condoms off to the bathroom, and whatever she did in the bathroom with that condom, because I used to lay there.
Oh, my God.
She'd take my condom off to the bathroom. I'll take care of that for you. I'll take care of that for you. You never said that.
What I'm gonna take care of? I'm gonna put it on you too?
No, you gonna put it in whatever you do, however you do.
Who does that?
You did.
Oh, my Lord.
So what you're
That's
saying...
why you're smiling.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is you feel like there was foul play involved.
Yes.
Where she was trying to trap you.
Obviously.
Into having a baby.
I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing. So why you want me? There's nothing I could do. I mean, the only thing I could do is go back and try to spend $25 on a lawyer, find out this and pay for this and pay for... But when nothing comes out of her pocket...
But wouldn't that be less expensive than $36,000 in arrears?
I don't know, because I didn't have that to throw away. I didn't have that to throw away.
So what you were saying is at the time, because you were unable to afford a lawyer and the transportation to get back to the state to fight the issue, you just had to accept the issue.
Pretty much. And I did accept it for a long time. So every job I get, they get letters that say, oh, we got to take out for this, we got to take out for that. So I'm working for free. I can't work for free. And she said I was broke. That's no serious matter. I always had money. My family got money. My family come from money. We still got money.
You ain't got no money.
How much you want to BET? How much you want to bet?
So is the reason why you're behind $36,000 because you just refuse to beg? Because if the child support office hears you talk about how much money you got, they're going to wonder why this isn't paid.
Because I don't believe this is my child.
So you purposefully have avoided paying because you don't believe it's your child.
I don't believe it's my child.
So you submitted a photo. This is Mr. Williams.
No,
and
that's when he came to visit.
This is you and the baby.
Right.
It doesn't look like you're denying her at that point.
Doesn't look like it. I'm not denying, because at that point in time in life, none of this was available to me to find out a blood test and all this stuff, because I didn't know nothing about it.
So this is a picture of you both and Clarissa in California.
Yeah.
You look happy. You look like a couple.
You understand something? I'm one of them people that I won't take care of my responsibility if I think I'm responsible for it. But when I find out down the line that I'm not responsible and it's definitely somebody else involved, it's somebody else involved. I don't think the child looks like me. I don't think she has my characteristics. I don't know nothing about her because I haven't seen her.
So, Ms. Smith, when is the last time Mr. Williams saw Clarissa?
98.
All right, Jerome, I'm ready to hear from Clarissa. Okay. Please escort her in. Hi, Clarissa.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We've been here discussing the issues regarding your paternity. Is Mr. Williams the person you were always told was your biological father?
Yes.
You never were told anyone else could be your father?
No.
Do you remember him being in your life when you were growing up?
When I was 5, he called me. That's all I remember.
Just when you were 5?
Yes.
But since then, you don't remember anything?
No.
You have not seen him?
No.
No birthdays?
No.
Father's Day?
No.
Holiday?
No.
Nothing?
No.
By the time that was probably happening, probably when that child support started hitting me. Because she would get packages every holiday, every Christmas, every birthday she would get them.
Do you remember receiving gifts from your father?
Never.
Never?
We never done that.
Yeah, I did.
But he did collect calls.
Collect calls?
Yes, you did.
Oh my goodness, stop.
And I accepted them.
Stop.
Because you wanted your daughter?
Definitely, and I still do.
You just want her to know her father?
Yes, ma'am, because he is missing out on so much. She made her own music, her own game video. She's a 3.9.
And I can see you very proud of your daughter.
Very so much. And now this is the last closure. And this I wanted to be done with so she can blossom and be a good woman. Whether you in her life or not, because you done missed out. Thank you.
That's what you say.
Thank you for it, though.
That's what you say.
Thank you for it.
That's what you say. That's what you say.
Thank you.
And so, Clarissa, look at Mr. Williams and tell him what he's missed out on in your life.
You missed out on my entire life. I wanted to have a father to brag things about in my academic life. I wanted to explore, just to have fun with a dad right beside me all the time. Someone to support me. You were never there. I wish you were. We could have had some fun, but no, you weren't never there. You stopped calling me.
And that really hurt. I can see that in your eyes.
It hurts me.
My mom tell me these stories about how much you two had so much fun. These pictures that she's sharing, all I ever wanted was to meet you, see you, hear you again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear you. But the fact still remains is I don't know if I'm truly your father. I don't know. But we'll find out today. When you were a baby, that's what I remember. Okay? And after that, I don't remember nothing else either. I'm about as bad as how you feeling. I feel bad too. But the thing is, I can't change that. What it is from now on, we can either move forward or keep living in the past. It would be totally up to everybody in the circle right here. Me and your mother never had a relationship. We were friends, good friends, that's about it. And she knows that. I don't know what she's got told you over
Okay,
there.
I'm done talking to me.
You don't have to talk. I'm talking to her. I'm not talking to you.
Don't put me in it. Talk to her.
No, you're in it. Sorry. But that's the bottom line. I'm always gonna be for whatever I believe in. I got family. If you mine, you got family.
This young girl standing here, she's just expressed
Right.
everything you've missed out on.
Right.
She's just said she just wanted to have a father.
Right.
I'm sure you've been in school. Clarissa, you're a smart girl. You see other friends and people, they have their father. And you would wonder, I'm sure, why did your father stop calling? And you have to respect that, Mr. Williams, whether you believe she's your biological daughter or not. She was told you're her father.
Right.
Her mother has pictures of you looking like you happy she's here on this earth.
I'm not mad.
The point is your disappearance, your lack of contact affected her. Can you accept that?
If she's mine, I can accept that. But if she's not mine, I'll be more hurt than you imagine.
So it's time for the results. And before we go to the results, I just have to ask, Ms. Smith, Mr. Williams has maintained that he just does not know whether this is his child. Are you sure there was just no one else?
No one.
No one? Mm. All right, Jerome, let's get this family some answers. Yep. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Williams versus Smith, when it comes to 22-year-old Clarissa Williams, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Williams, you are her father.
Told you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm so happy for you. Mr. Williams,
Yes.
how does it feel to finally know for sure
Feels better than not knowing.
this was in fact your biological child all along? That whatever this notion is you put in your head, you allowed it to fester. And you lost out on 20 years, and so did this beautiful little girl. Now you know. No one's yelling at you and screaming, and you're no good, and I don't want nothing to do with you anymore. You got a beautiful little girl that just ran into your arms. Accept that and roll with that.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand? Ms. Garnett, you and your mother, Ms. Miller, have opened your case to prove to the defendant that he is your biological father. You are baffled because you consider him a daddy and a best friend and state his doubt is unwarranted and demand an apology once the results are revealed. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Langston, you claim you have always known you weren't Ms. Garnett's biological father and feel after the results are revealed, you are the one who deserves an apology. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, how did this all start?
It started with a text message about a couple months ago.
Okay.
That wasn't the very beginning, but this is why we're here. The text message brought us here, and this is the evidence that I brought in today.
Oh, okay.
Can I give it to you?
Please, Jerome. So this started with a text.
Mm-hmm. So after almost 2 years of reaching out to my father after visiting him in 2015, I was pleading to get him to respond. He wasn't responding. And he finally responded with this message.
So I think your mother blanked me and you about your birth father being me. She was missing around when you were born. I don't want to keep causing you pain, but I have mixed feelings about it. Talk to your mother and find out the truth. You sent this text message, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
So why were you estranged for 2 years? What happened?
We live in different states, Your Honor, but we had always been close. I went to visit him in Chicago for a funeral. I was by his side for one of our family members, and everything was great. But when I returned back home, I don't know what happened. He just cut off communication.
Well, I wasn't talking to her like I normally do.
Why?
Because I was just harboring this gut feeling that I had read from the beginning that she's not my daughter. I had it read from the beginning when she was born.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Miss Garnett, you grew up as a daddy's girl. You say he's your best friend.
He's always been my dad. I've always known him to be my dad. When I became an adult, around 21 years old, that's when we started really becoming close. 2 years ago, when I was at the funeral with him, he had brought up for the very first time that he thought I may not have been his daughter, which blew my mind. And he went on and on about him and my mother's past and all this. But then after he vomited all this tragedy on me, he recanted and took it back.
I was sparing her feeling because I seen the fact right away, and I'm not trying to hurt her. I love her.
And I can see you're emotional, just thinking about her. But what, you feel like you just have to tell the truth?
I got to. I can't harbor this.
What made you keep this secret that you had this doubt all this time?
A couple of issues. One day, she used to live out south. I came through the back. Her auntie downstairs let me in. I walked upstairs. I didn't knock on the door. I looked in. I see this guy sitting on the couch with her, like he running this game to get up on something. I knocked on the door. I said, "What's going on?" Ain't nothing. No, this is my cousin. I said, "Hey, you can get out of here, cousin. You can leave." But this, I don't believe it.
So you believe that she was with someone else when she was with you?
Yeah, I believe that.
So, Ms. Miller, who is this cousin?
He was not my cousin. He was my sister's husband's cousin. And he was just a family friend as well.
Was he someone you were intimate with?
No, never.
Was he at the house trying to talk to you, see if you have a
He
relationship?
did like me, but there was no way that I wasn't interested in him, and I made that known to him all the time.
So, Mr. Langston, what other doubts do you have?
I got a play cousin. She immediately told me, because I pressured her, "Did you do anything with him?" She kept saying no. Then she came around. Okay, I'll tell you the truth. Yeah, I gave him some because he kept knocking on the door begging. So I finally gave in and gave him some.
Who you getting me mixed up with? I'm
Man,
serious. Who are you getting me mixed up with?
Don't play that.
I'm serious.
You did that. You
I
told
don't
me
know
that.
who you're
I
talking
swear
about.
on my dead father you did that and saved
Wait a
that
minute,
to me.
who is this?
Well, get up off of that.
So wait a minute, Mr. Langston. When was this that you confronted her?
And why is it that you're just saying something?
I was talking to her on the phone.
Okay.
And she told me who been over there. And I said, yeah, what are you trying to do? He was trying to get some. I said, yeah, did you give him some? No, I didn't give him none. I said, hey, you know how I am. If you did it, you did it. No, I didn't do it. I said, come on, you might well if you did it. Yeah, I gave him some. He knocking on the door, he kept on bagging and bagging. I finally gave him some.
So wait-
Lord is my witness.
So, Miss Miller, you don't remember this conversation?
I don't remember any of that.
Do you remember the
bet you
play
don't.
cousin?
I don't know who he's talking about.
Do you
I
remember
don't.
the play cousin? Do you remember this person he's talking
His
about?
play cousin or my play cousin?
He said it
My
was
play
his.
cousin.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Miss Miller, when you got pregnant, you knew he was the biological
I
father?
knew he was about. Oh, he was the only one I was sleeping with.
He knew, didn't he?
He the one told me he was. He told me upon conceiving that I was pregnant.
Really?
I don't recall
Well, I
that.
do. I do.
I just don't recall.
I don't know how you can forget
Yeah.
that. We talked
I
about it
forget
in
a lot of
2001.
Okay.
When the baby was born, Miss Garnett, did Mr. Langston participate in the birth?
Not at all. He didn't have. He was just not that type of person. I didn't even expect him to.
Did he sign the birth certificate?
No.
I paid child support not only 18 years, I paid it 20 years.
But when
they
did you
started
start?
sending me checks back for overpayment. 1,700, 800, 1,000, 500.
So how come you didn't take that $100,000, $1,500 and pay for a DNA test when before I turned 36 years
I'll
old?
tell you, I'll tell
right.
you why.
That's right.
I have the answer for you, Your Honor. I got a birth certificate right here saying that, where you see?
Let me see that, Jerome. This birth certificate says what, sir?
I'm not on there.
Because you
That's
didn't
the
come to
problem.
sign it. You have to come to
I'm
sign
not
it.
there.
In 1980,
So-
Well, if I'm
you
ain't
can't
on there, why they
put-
took $100,000 from me?
I ain't took nothing from you.
The child support did.
The state took it, not me. Your Honor, he was thinking that it's a possibility that she wasn't his. I took myself to a hospital and I had a DNA test done. He never followed up. For him not to turn around and follow up, and I thought it was the end of it when he didn't follow through. And he was always a part of her life from that point on. I thought that he came to his senses and he realized that she was his because he never asked. He never said anything else about that until now.
So, Miss Garnett, tell Mr. Langston how you do feel in this moment.
When he sent that text to me,
That's crushed.
I cried my hardest cry.
Oh, baby, don't do that.
I was devastated.
She
I
was.
felt like he was taking my identity away from me because I've always known I was a Langston.
No crap, baby.
And I have so much about my father. When he came back into my life when I was an adult, it was like a piece of the puzzle was missing. And we became best friends. I found out why I was so directionally challenged, because he is. It's just so much. He's been in Chicago all his life. He still get lost. I get lost in a circle. There's just, not only the personality, there's just so many other things, and we just bonded and clicked. I don't think we would have been able to do that if he wasn't my father.
You enjoyed this relationship, Mr. Langston?
Listen, I didn't want to hurt her. When I had that phone and did that text, it crushed me when I pushed that button, because I know what the effect was going to have on her. And I don't want to send her through that because I love her. So why am I going to send her through that? I didn't want to. But how am I going to deny how I feel in the inside? How I'm going to do that when I got grandbabies and I want them to be my grandbabies? That'll be the best news I can ever have. I ain't never flown on no plane before. I came on that plane and came here. That's something I don't do, and I'm 61 years old. But I did it because I want to resolve this. If she my daughter, I run to the plane and jump on it.
But the truth is, you've had these doubts, and you just felt like, I want to be able to look at this entire relationship with a clear lens.
I do. Listen, this is how I look at something like this. If I can't trust myself, how am I going to trust you or anybody else? I might do something I never did before, and I look and say, you did that? What? You did that? So how am I going to trust you if I can't trust me? So I don't trust.
Jerome, I could not have explained it any better.
And I live by that. And for me to send her that text, how you think it affected me? You think I want to hurt her? That's the last thing I want to do is hurt her. If she's not my daughter, it's going to have an effect on me.
Don't cry.
And I want to get into grandbabies. Life.
Miss Garnett, this has really affected you.
It affect me.
This has been very difficult, I can see.
I don't want to send her through that. But I got my feelings, and I want to know the truth. Believe me, I wouldn't have jumped on no plane if I didn't feel like I wanted to resolve this situation. My eyes were bucked like this on that plane all the way to Atlanta.
So, Miss Garnett, the court noticed amidst all of this confusion, you began to post on Facebook. You put this post up. Can you please step up to the plasma and tell the court why you posted this?
So after the text message, I did some soul searching. I was just laying in my bed looking through my phone, and I saw a picture of myself, this picture, and it reminded me of this picture of my grandfather. This is Mr. Langston's father. And I noticed some similarities in our faces. And I posted it to Facebook to get some support about the situation without putting all my business out there. I said, this is my grandfather. Do you see the resemblance? You know, I even had cousins respond, oh my goodness, you look just like Papa. I never realized that.
And you said people supported you in this.
They did.
They said, yes, you do look like your grandfather.
Yeah, they were even shocked.
And that further made you feel like this man is
comfort.
my biological father. I just look like my grandfather.
Yes, it gave me more comfort.
Mr. Langston, do you see the resemblance to your father?
Be honestly, I do. But there's a thing right here. My father put me out. She was helping me take care of my mama. She's a good person. I ain't gonna take that from her. My father put me out because she said, I don't like how you treating her. So she was there in the house with my father. So.
What are you trying to say?
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say? I don't know.
You done lost your mind.
I ain't lost my
You
mind.
done lost your mind.
I don't know.
So instead of you admitting that I'm your daughter because I look like your father.
Well, thank you.
I don't trust you. You's a good person.
Coming from you.
You's a good person.
Hold on.
I trust you. But I don't trust myself.
Hold on, Mr. Langston.
You know.
So wait, you believe that you may not be Miss Garnett's biological father, but you believe your father may be?
That. I don't believe that. I'm saying there's some resemblance there and everything, and who knows?
Miss Garnett, you can step back to the podium.
Your dad and me.
Who knows?
Your dad
Who
and
knows?
me.
Thank you.
I know my father, too.
As much as I loved your mom, please.
Ms. Miller, I don't want to have to ask you this question, but I have to respectfully because we've come this far and we're trying to get down to the truth. Was there ever any type of relationship between you and Mr. Langston's father when you lived in the house with him?
A father and daughter. I looked at him like he was my family. I looked at his mom like she was my mom. I never looked at him in any other way.
And so there's absolutely no doubt in your mind that Mr. Langston is your daughter, Miss Garnett's biological father.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, in light of all of this, I think it's time to get the results.
That's right.
Jerome? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Garnett versus Langston, when it comes to 36-year-old Shauna Garnett, Mr. Langston, you are not the father.
Are not the father?
He is not her biological father.
Now don't look at me. Ask her who your daddy really is. I'm gonna love you. Don't do that. You my baby. You my baby. You my baby. See, Your Honor, this is what I was afraid of.
Oh my God.
To see her go through that hurt that I was hoping didn't happen.
Mom, there's something we're missing, Mom.
I don't
And
know
it's
what it
called
could be.
another man. The DNA does not lie. Miss Garnett, I am so sorry, honey. I could tell from your face you were truly shocked. And this was not the answer you wanted.
Wasn't the answer I wanted either.